Want to make more money with photography, but you don't want to shoot more weddings or more sessions? Then you need to start doing in-person sales, or IPS. And today, I'm going to share with you how to get started. The biggest question that we get when someone wants to start in-person sales or IPS is, I don't have a space to do it in. What do I do? Well, you can either find a location. We don't recommend coffee shops, though people have tried that. And I also don't recommend you going to someone's house because you're on their turf, not yours, and you can't control it. So a co-working space works really well, or you could also go virtual. If you decide to go the virtual route, you're going to have something to host it on. One of the ways to do that is through Zoom or through a gallery hosting site like Enview, which is what we use. Enview not only houses the pictures that you're sharing, but it also shows different ways to organize the images on a potential wall, even your client's wall. The next big question that we get when it comes to starting the process of IPS is what to offer. That's a loaded question. There are so many labs that you could start with. There are so many products that you could look at, and it becomes almost analysis paralysis. The way that we went about it was to pick one album line and one style, whether it is a square or a rectangular album, and use that as your base. That way, you're not getting lost in sizing and product and material. It simplifies it for you as well as the client. Once you've figured out the albums and the sizes that you're going to offer, the next step is to figure out what type of wall art you're going to offer. Now, that can get really expensive if you're ordering a ton of samples. So to start with, going back to Enview, you can showcase framed art, canvas art on the walls within that system, which will save you money when you're starting out with IPS. Once you've decided on the product to offer, you now have to start figuring out how to price it. Now, there's been a long-standing discussion about how to price albums, and in photography communities and social media groups, you're going to find a quick answer often is, well, 3 times the cost of the album. The problem is that doesn't come from a photography background. That actually comes from the restaurant industry, where cost of goods were then multiplied by 3 in order to produce a productive and viable restaurant. Doesn't work for the photography industry, so stop doing it. If you're not sure how to price albums appropriately, one of the things that you can do is check the description below. We have a link for Connect. Connect is our weekly accountability group with other wedding photographers where we get together and we chat pricing, we chat marketing, and all things that have to do with the photography industry. Now that you've figured out what your pricing is for your individual items, you have to decide how you're going to present these to your clients. That is a decision that you have to make, knowing how they like to purchase things. Do they prefer to buy things in a bundle or a package that is pre-made? Do they prefer to build their own package and have control over what they're purchasing and what they are having? Or do they prefer a la carte, which is basically buying something individually? Now, oftentimes when you're creating these pricing menus for your clients, a la carte is more expensive than anything that's bundled into a package because that's considered a deal or a discount when everything is bundled together. We've talked about several of the steps required to start an in-person sales, but if you'd like more information on how to do that, make sure you check out our playlist all about in-person sales. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure that you hit the notification bell, that like button, and that subscribe so that when we have another video just like this, you won't miss out.